and welcome to this learning lead sheet for shotgun for your first lessons on the trumpet. Now, when you get your trumpet, it comes all nice and shiny or nice and colourful, and you get the trumpet and you get the mouthpiece, two separate little bits. All we have to do is pop the mouthpiece in there like that. Try not to screw it in, try not to whack it like that. When it comes to taking it out, we just kind of unscrew it a little bit with our hand and it should come out nice and easy. If it doesn't, you can get like a special thing to take it out, but it should be fairly easy as long as you don't get used to whacking it in and pressing it too hard. Now, the way we hold the trumpet is very, very simple. Our left hand wraps around the valves like this. It wraps around the buttons. Okay, so it wraps around that section. I can put a little finger in that ring there. And our right hand, little finger on that little hook or ring, and then third finger on the third button, second on second, first on first. The first button or the first valve is the closest to my nose. Okay, so the closest one to me is 1, 2, and 3. The way we make a noise is really, really simple. All we do is put our hand out, blow out our hand, gradually move our hand down to our tummy, and keep blowing. You'll find you're blowing at your chin. And if you try just squeezing your lips slightly, you'll get that little buzz. That little buzz is what's going to make the noise through here. Now, not everybody makes that buzzy noise. It's completely normal, but try it just with a mouthpiece. Concentrate on blowing at your chin. And that should give you a noise there, which relates to a noise on the instrument. Now, without pressing any buttons down, I'm going to get different notes by not blowing quite as hard at my chin. Relaxing a little bit will give me a lower note. Like that. Blowing a little bit harder will give me a higher note. So I'm blowing harder, blowing more at my chin. It's all about that. That is a big secret to getting this really, really, really good. So how do we hear our first note? Now, if you do it the old-fashioned way, you get a book and you learn the low note and you gradually go higher, a note at a time. It's really boring until you get to learn hot cross buns. I can't even play any more of it because my head will explode. So hot cross buns, you get to play tunes like that. We're going to not do that. We're going to do something slightly different. We're going to start in the middle of the instrument, right in the middle there, on our G, which is our middle note, because this is good to keep our muscles strong and to build us up nice and fast so we can get as good as possible, as quick as possible. And if we play two of them notes, G, G, we can start with shotgun.
If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the horse, feeling like a someone.
And that is your first little tune. If I play the wrong note, you can hear how that doesn't fit. So if it's too low or way too high, you can hear that that's not going to fit. Now, the next thing that's going to happen is you'll get a little rattle every now and then, and your trumpet might feel a bit bubbly. It might be like, might have a weird feeling. All we have to do is press our buttons down, and then we've got a water key here. You press that, and then just blow some air with my lips on the outside of the mouthpiece so it doesn't make a noise. Blow some air through, and that lets the moisture out. Really important to remember that. There's nothing worse when it comes to being in a band and going and hearing that noise. So lips around the outside of the mouthpiece, gently let the water out, don't force it. Let's move on. So if we look on the next line down on the music now, apart from learning how to play, we need to also learn how to crack the code of music and translate that into trumpet talk, which is a bit complicated, but I'm going to show you a really quick way to do this. Option 1 is the notes from the chord that make up the verse. All we do with this one is we're going to say the name of the notes and do the fingers. So we go G, which is our middle note, down to low C, which is our low note. Both have no buttons. And then we get E, which is 1 and 2. And then D, which we switch our second and third finger out to get 1 and 3. So G, C, E, D. Important to look at the music while you're doing it as well and follow them notes as you're saying them and doing the positions. G, C, E, D. Let's play that with a verse and see how that fits in. So once George starts singing, that's our clue to the verse. We're ready to go for the middle, so big breath. Let's look at option 2. Option 2 is a real handy one because it starts low and it goes up onto our middle, and then it goes up a little bit higher to a high A, which is 1 and 2. So it pushes us up straight away. So we're straight away working on getting these high notes. We've got the tempo of the music. We've got the beat of the music keeping us steady and keeping us going. We know each note is 4 counts long. The notes are not coloured in and they don't have a stick, so they last for 4 counts. And we've got the positions written in to help us out. A little bit later on, I want you to get used to playing these without having the note names in or the buttons in as well. So I want you to get used to playing them a little bit trickier by flicking that sheet over and looking at the clean version where it doesn't have any extra markings to help you on there. So this is option 2 for our harmonies. Because we're starting on 1 and 3, I'm going to get 1 and 3 pressed down ready to go before I even breathe.
Shotgun underneath the horse, feeling like a someone. I'll be.
Let's now look at option 3. Option 3 is brilliant because what you're going to find is you're working muscles that you're not used to working, so you might get a little bit of achiness in your face here, in your muscles in your face, which is called your embouchure. Once you get that little achiness, it's good to have a warm down. Now, a warm down would mean that to get your lips tingling. Once your lips are tingling, that means the blood's flowing and everything is good. This is really useful for practicing our low notes. Now, some people might be good at high notes, some people might be good at low notes. It's just one of them things. So practice the line that you find the hardest. This one I used to find was really tricky. So we're going to start on a low B, low B, low C, low B, D. And again, lots of time spent practicing without the music playing, without me playing that, because if I get my fingers down and I can break that code of reading the notes and knowing what they are, B, C, B, D, the more I say that, the more I see it, the quicker I'm going to learn it, which is what these sheets are all about, is making the learning fun, quick, and super, super, super efficient. So let's have a listen to that low bass line and see how that fits together. Now, I'll do a really interesting thing after this. I'll try and link the 3 harmony parts together because all of those notes stack on top of each other and create chords. So if there's more than one of you, especially if there's a trombone player as well, you can all play different notes, which gives you lovely harmonies underneath George singing to create something a little bit more special than just playing random notes. So one of the performance options is to play harmonies if you've got a group of people. If not, you can just play, say, the first line, the second line, the third line, back to the first line, and then go into the chorus. You can change it up a little bit and mix it up. It's up to you what order you play it in. But remember, the key thing for this is that you're playing with the track, you're playing with the original version so that it gets you used to pitching these notes correctly, and it just gives you something more interesting to do. Trying to play notes and just randomly playing is not going to help you move forward quickly. You need to be playing with something that helps you pitch the correct notes. So let's have a look at our option 3. Second button down, ready to go. is tricky. Now this is good because it starts in the middle, it does drop down to our low note, and it jumps back up, but it's tricky because you're having to do a lot of work quite quickly on the buttons. What we have to do is go A, B, A, E, G, G, A, B, A, E, G, G, A, B, A, E, G, G. Now we can either just do that once, I'll be riding shotgun, and then just hit the hot sun, someone. We can just hit that little bit, or we can try it the 3 times. So I would challenge yourself to try it the 3 times. It is tricky. So let's have a listen to how this little section fits in. Again, you're gonna have to practice it because the weird thing is going from that A down to that E, which is 1 and 2 in the middle and 1 and 2 low, going between them two is pretty tricky because you've got to drop off and then come straight back in the middle for the 2 G's at the end. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun. I don't even need my trumpet to do that. A, B, A, E, G, G. So I can practice like that. Let's listen to how that fits with the chorus. I'm going to try the really cool thing and do it 3 times.
There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be.
So that's an excellent little section just to get everything moving, fingers moving. I'm using my tongue to separate the notes here. I'm going ta 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 ta, as if I'm saying ta or da. That makes it nice and clear. And then let's try the bridge section. The bridge section is where George goes. We got 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Now that little section, the second bar of it, you've got 2 thick lines with the 2 little dots. You repeat that bar twice. So you'll hear me play it twice. And I'm going to show you how the end fits in as well, because it does sound a bit different. So this is the bridge section.
Underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone.
That bridge section is brilliant because it's a good way to practice separating the notes with your tongue. Da, 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 da. So it's a great way for tonguing and working on that as well. Now, when we're playing a trumpet, we've got 4 things we need to work on. We need to work on airstream, moving the air. Now, we're doing that by playing them long notes. We need to be also learning the notes and the note names and how they sound and the positions. So that's all locking into that bit. Second thing is fingers. Now we're working our fingers quite hard. There's a couple of little tricky bits in there. So we're working our fingers quite hard. Lips, we're working up between low and middle on quite a lot of this stuff. And tongue, that is a brilliant little tonguing exercise. So that's your 4 things that you need to be working on, that everybody from day 1 of trumpet right through to day 9,872,000, because that are the 4 things that are all we have to concentrate on technique-wise to get better at our instrument. And shotgun is a brilliant exercise for that. You've got a couple of options within shotgun of how to perform it, but it is a good piece to perform in that style. You can play it as a group, you can play the verse bit, you can change that harmony up each time. You can play I'll be riding shotgun, hot sun, and then you've got the bridge section, so you can piece all that together. So you've got every option from super easy, which is just playing da 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 da, playing just them 2 G's, all the way through to playing it a little bit more advanced. When it comes to finding shotgun on the YouTube channel on youtube.com/brassblast UK, you will notice that it is in a different key, so it is different notes. The important thing for me with this one is that it works with the original, so it fits really well and sounds brilliant straight away. So, hope you enjoyed that first lesson. The next little snippet for you is to give you the big secret to what you need to be able to do right now on your trumpet to be as good as you can, as quick as you can. So, our big secret is to be able to go high, middle, low. High, middle, low on no buttons. And just mess around with those. High, middle, low, middle, high, low, low, high, middle, any version of it. Just mess around with it, because that is amazing practice to get you used to going between the different parts on the trumpet, the different splits of the notes where it gets difficult to get higher or lower and things. I'm trying to explain this without using big, long, fancy language to confuse you. So to get around the trumpet, high, middle, low is an essential skill. And also knowing the names of the notes of your basic scale, which is C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. I do have some theory sheets which will help you, some finger quizzes and note quizzes on the YouTube channel. They are really useful to get you learning these quickly, but try that scale. That will really help you progress fast. Thank you very much. See you next time.